What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kickin' with D. Welcome back to the channel. Now, the UFC just introduced a whole bunch of interesting upcoming UFC events. I'm not going to be able to cover all the fights and all the cards, but I will start with the most interesting fight out of all of them, and that's Ian Garry versus Islam Makhachev. Now, I admit this may not be the most barn burner fight, but it is one of the most, if not the most, technical, high-level fight that you can put on in the welterweight division. If Islam can get past Ian Garry, depending on the performance, we could be potentially looking at one of the new GOATs of MMA. And on the other hand, this is a very winnable fight for Ian Garry. So let's get into this. Islam has never had to fight someone so long and tall before. Ian Garry's 6'3" with a good jab. He can strike moving forwards, moving backwards. He has good takedown defense. He has good counters moving backwards. He can counter you moving forwards. In every single fight, he fights differently, which is a testament to his fight IQ. Is he an obnoxious loudmouth who likes the smell of his own farts? Yes. But he's not like in the territory of like Ilia Topuria where he's just full on sucking his own dick. Still watching this video, I'd like to ask you to hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and hit that little bell notification. I'm putting a lot of time making these videos. It takes a lot of time. And I would just really like it if you just subscribe, show the channel some love. Thank you, I appreciate it. Let's get back into it. So in this fight, Islam is going to have to close the distance on Ian Garry. Ian Garry is going to be backing away to the fence, hitting him with jabs, striking with them. We've never had to see Islam get on the inside to mount offense on somebody to like this degree. So the good thing about this is that Ian kind of naturally just backs himself up to the fence. I think that Islam is gonna have to pressure Ian Garry. He might be able to get in with calf kicks, but I don't. Ian's good. Ian's good. You might say what you want about him, but Ian Garry is elite. I don't think he's just gonna be able to spam a calf kick and is gonna be able to just stifle Ian Garry like that. Maybe the calf kick. Ian's gonna adjust to a calf kick. He's gonna be shooting the two over the calf kick. He's way longer than Islam, so I'm not seeing the calf kick's going to be like that effective. But he can pressure him naturally to the fence. He might have to utilize the clinch. The clinch has stifled Ian Garry before. If the fight starts getting away from Islam, that clinch isn't going to be very useful. But if it's just the score is even or Islam is ahead, that clinch will be pretty useful. And then once you get him to the fence, he's going to start looking for takedowns. That chain wrestling. Chain wrestling is going to be the thing that gets Ian Garry to the ground, but it's not a for sure. Ian Garry's takedown defense is very, very good. Now, Ian Garry has, right after he won his last fight, he went off to start a training camp in Georgia because the Georgians have been beating like the Dagestanis in their grappling as of recently. And he did this assuming that he was going to get this Islam fight, which he did. So he's been training for this for a very long time. And also what I like about Ian Garry is that he got in trouble for like gym hopping. He's going from like gym to gym to gym to gym, and like people were kicking him out of gyms because they didn't like that. But that gives like the you know, Ryu from Street Fighter, kind of like that. He's just like wandering and he's just taking in what he can from everywhere. But like that just shows kind of like how hungry he is, and like he's just trying to just put more knowledge into him. He's not like, he has a big ass ego, but like when it comes to like fighting, he's trying to learn everything. Whether people like frown upon his methods of doing it is another story, but hey, that like this is who he is. This is what he's doing. If this fight gets to the ground, do I think Islam can submit Ian Garry? If Ian Garry's not hurt or anything like that, because anybody can get submitted when they're hurt, but I don't see Islam submitting Ian Garry. I don't think Islam's gonna just be able to sit on top of him like he did to JDM forever. JDM and Ian Garry are on two different levels, unfortunately. Carlos Pratos just dismantled JDM in the striking exchanges, just kept hitting him with a calf kick, knees to the body, and the two over the top. He couldn't do that to Ian Garry. Yes, styles make fights, and Carlos Pratos has most likely gotten better, but Ian's able to just analyze that Pratos is a Muay Thai fighter, and he's just like not sitting in one spot, because the Thai fighters, they're very stationary. They're not boom, 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 darting all over the place. So after they throw something, like, they're going to get stationary, and they want you to throw it. And Ian Garry's just not letting Carlos settle in. But, like, this is fight IQ. It's not like a stylistic matchup or anything like that. Like, Ian Garry's fight style changes from fight to fight. Whether he takes a grappling heavily approach like in his fight MVP. But, yeah, it's different from fight to fight. And Shavkat was supposed to have the better grappling against Ian, and then in the late in the round, so when they're tired, Shavkat tried to take Ian to the ground. Ian reversed him and then almost submitted him with the rear naked choke. Ian Garry's good. I don't think this is going to be a barn burner fight, but if we're getting into those later rounds and Islam feels like he's trailing or it's neck and neck, they're going to start taking chances, and we might actually see a fire fight out of these two. The whole fight might not be a barn burner from start to finish, but If this fight is close within the last 2 rounds, it's going to be a fire fight. I think Ian Gary will engage in it if he's feeling like even if Ian Gary is kind of in the lead, where I for sure see Islam go, like, take this into a firefight, and we'll see. It's going to be a fight for sure. And now, my prediction for this fight, who I think is going to win, this is tough. This is tough. I'm thinking about it. If it's a finish, I think Islam is more likely to get a finish. But, actually, I think Islam is more likely. This is very hard. Hold on, I gotta think for a second. Hold on. I think it's gonna go to a decision. I think it's gonna go to a decision, and it's gonna go to Islam. Or Ian Gary finishes Islam in like the 4th or the 5th round. Let's go round 5. Finished by Ian Gary, 5th round, or a decision by Islam. Alright, I might not get this video out in time, but I'm just gonna cover the main fight of the main event tonight, which is Manel Kape versus Kyoji Horiguchi. I'll just call him the Gooch. But Manel Kape and the Gooch, they done fought in Ryzen in 2017, and the Gooch won by a sub in the 3rd round by a head and arm choke, yeah. And Horiguchi is the Gooch. Horiguchi's really fast. He likes to dart around. I feel like he has a lot of wasted movement. He's just moving all around the cage. He has really good footwork though. He likes to dart in, and he's just real fast. He'll throw combinations. He makes reads, and he'll even do like pop shots. Manel Kape is fast, but he takes his time around the cage, and he's constantly changing levels, just changing his angles, making reads, and he's basically just reading you, and bang, he's finding his holes and exploding through them, and he's the one who's got the one-punch knockout power. He can hit you with shots as a flyweight that don't really look like they hit that hard, but they're dropping motherfuckers and putting them out, like Brandon Royval. I don't think the grappling is going to be like that much of an issue in this fight. I think it's going to mainly stay on the feet. If it goes down to the ground, I think Manel Kape is going to be able to get up. He's gotten a lot better since then. He's fighting like Makhachev, so he's had like a whole bunch of grappling training camps. And that fight was 9 years ago, man. This is completely different fighters. Manel Kape is coming on. He's in his prime. Horiguchi's getting to the end of his prime. He's still good. The only person he has lost to in the UFC was Demetrius Johnson when he was in UFC the first time. Then he left to Ryzen for a little bit, and now he's back, and he's still. So the only person as he's been in the UFC, he's lost to is Demetrius Johnson. So these motherfuckers is good. I think the speed will be, it's going to be a factor for sure, but I think just like with Manel Kape's style, he's just flowing. He's just seeing what you're doing, boom. He's making reads on you, and he's like a rhythm fighter. I feel like, and Horiguchi, he's just kind of like dancing around the cage and stuff, and just like moving out. They both can cut you off very well. Manel Kape will cut him off, but Horiguchi likes to dart in and out using speed, and I feel like he's. Oh my god, the light went off. Fuck it. Okay, so I think Manel Kape is going to finish Kyoji Horiguchi, and he's going to catch him coming in, and bang, that's going to be the fight. Wow, bro. Versus Kyoji Horiguchi.